KarmicVille, a descent into darkness, betrayal, corruption, and the supernatural. 1. The father's heinous crime. A father murders his mentally disturbed child after assaulting her, driven by pedophilic urges and a desire for insurance money. This crime is facilitated by a corrupt network involving an insurance brokerage agency, a broker, and a children's hospital. Forged death and autopsy certificates are signed off by complicit medical professionals. Implications. This highlights the depths of human depravity and the exploitation of vulnerable individuals. The involvement of medical professionals and institutions underscores systemic corruption. 2. The private jet and devilish pact. A group of individuals engages in a debauched air party and retreat, signing contracts to sell their souls to the devil in exchange for starseed destiny swapping and energy harvesting. The participants, including swinger couples, indulge in extreme behavior, only to be struck by karma in the form of a herpes outbreak. Implications. This event blends hedonism, occult practices, and a disregard for morality. The idea of selling souls and energy harvesting suggests a belief in supernatural consequences, while the herpes outbreak serves as a metaphor for the physical and spiritual consequences of their actions. 3. The stolen mail and intellectual property theft. An invitation from a renowned producer is stolen by a live-in girlfriend, escort, who sabotages the homeowner's career by sending false excuses to clients and partners. The escort also gives remote access to the homeowner's office laptop, stealing intellectual property and sharing it with a copycat and catfish, who profit from the theft. A stolen inheritance check, property, and land are sold for Bitcoin through a corrupt real estate agent, who alters property contracts. Implications. This narrative highlights betrayal, greed, and the exploitation of trust. The use of technology for theft and sabotage reflects modern-day vulnerabilities, while the involvement of Bitcoin and corrupt professionals points to the dark side of financial systems. 4. Blackmail and dark web exploitation. Victims are recorded using hidden cameras and audio devices, with the footage sold on the dark web for profit. Fake conversations are forged using websites, which are then used for smearing and blackmailing purposes. Implications. This underscores the pervasive threat of surveillance and digital exploitation in the modern world. The dark web serves as a marketplace for illegal activities, enabling the monetization of personal violations. 5. Occult practices and supernatural elements. A group of witches and warlocks, described as having Jezebel spirit attachments, are addicted to porn and engage in dark rituals. Voodoo dolls are created for their victims, using pictures from social media and pins for control and spell work. Implications. This introduces a supernatural layer to the narrative, blending occult practices with modern technology. The use of social media for targeting victims reflects the intersection of ancient rituals and contemporary tools. 6. Incest and hidden crimes. A brother and sister engage in an incestuous relationship, resulting in a pregnancy. Suspicious activities in the basement, attic, and ceiling suggest hidden crimes or rituals. Implications. Incest and hidden spaces evoke themes of taboo and secrecy, adding to the overall sense of moral decay and corruption. 7. Legal consequences and international connections. Individuals face jail time for multiple serious felonies, indicating that justice eventually catches up with them. The involvement of European, Hispanic, Asian, and African connections suggests a global network of corruption and crime. Implications. This highlights the far-reaching consequences of their actions and the interconnectedness of criminal networks across borders. Themes and analysis. Moral decay. The events in KarmicVille depict a world where morality is abandoned in favor of greed, power, and hedonism. Corruption. From insurance fraud to real estate scams, corruption permeates every level of society, involving professionals who abuse their positions of trust. Supernatural elements. The inclusion of occult practices and supernatural consequences adds a layer of mysticism, suggesting that actions have spiritual repercussions. Karma and justice. Despite the darkness, karma plays a role in delivering consequences, whether through disease, legal action, or other forms of retribution. The golden question remains to all these idiots, dirty, disgraceful individuals: was it worth it? You celebrated too early in October 2024, isn't it? Now those of you who will make it alive to jail, repent and start your healing. God is all forgiving and loving, and the devil is always a liar. Conclusion. The events in KarmicVille paint a grim picture of a society plagued by crime, corruption, and moral bankruptcy. The intertwining of real-world issues, for example, fraud, blackmail, exploitation with supernatural elements, creates a narrative that is both horrifying and thought-provoking. It serves as a cautionary tale about the consequences of unchecked greed, betrayal, and the abandonment of ethical principles.